Hi, it's Chloe and I'm back with another video and a different angle of doing it because with the weather being nice I decided to rest wet here against my window so I'll get natural lighting for good lighting. So yeah, so different angle of my bedroom. And today's video is going to be what is PTSD and what can you do to help someone with it, the do's and don'ts. Before I get into the video, I just want to obviously give like a warning so when people know that they don't get triggered or they can click off like before I get into it, as I know it's a sensitive topic for loads, but as some people say, like it's a taboo topic that needs to be talked about more, but I'm all for like talking about more things that people tend to hide, to raise awareness and just want to help people more. So that's the warning. So let's get into the video. First off, I'm going to explain what PTSD is. It stands for post-traumatic stress disorder, which mostly occurs when someone's went through like a traumatizing event, which obviously can be like, which in the past that stuck with them, and it causes a lot of stress for them, and it sticks with you. So he has some tips on how to help someone with PTSD who may be experiencing a flashback or a panic attack over the flashback or any other symptom. Tell your loved one or the person, because obviously you care about them, so that they are experiencing a flashback, and even though it feels like they are back in that same situation, it's not actually the situation. It's not like that situation again, even though it feels real, it isn't, and the event actually is not happening again. Just try to like tell that to them and calm them down and ground them. Using like grounding techniques might help. Next, help remind them of the surroundings, aka like grounding. So like ask them to look around the room and describe what they see, or like just to focus on one thing. And just the thoughts, generally if you focus on one thing, and your thoughts can fade away if you just focus and you distract yourself. So that's a good idea. Try and distract them or get them to talk and think about something else, which can help. Encourage them to take deep, slow breaths, especially if it's like a panic attack situation when they're hyperventilating. And they can't, like, especially if the person may be asthmatic as well. This is a big thing. Like if they're asthmatic, make sure they inhale any of them, and just obviously make sure that you keep them calm with the deep breaths and grounding techniques, and you breathe it in and hold and out with them, and you just there for them. And then avoid sudden movements or anything that could startle them, like in any form of relationship, like whether it be like an intimate relationship like dating or just like a friendship one. Like if someone has opened up to you about what they went through, try not to like do anything that could trigger them or relate to that situation, because then that could start them off. And then ask before you touch them, basically, because just like ask permission, consent is key. Just because you never know what they went through, and it's just better because like touching or putting your arms around a person who's went through something like that, it can make them feel like trapped and like claustrophobic, and it could lead to them becoming agitated and turn violent if because of the panic could lead to a flashback, and they could see that person or people that have done that to them, and instead of you, and they automatically think it's that person or that people when it's not, it's you. So as again I said from the first idea, telling them that it's a flashback and it's not actually happening again, and that you're not that people or person, can really help. And now for the don'ts. These are the things that you should definitely not do to someone who's decided to open up to you about their PTSD. Give easy answers to them, or just like keep telling them that everything's gonna be okay. Like, yes, I know saying everything's gonna be okay is generally like when someone's having a moment or like such, or having like a breakdown or meltdown. You do always say like, oh, everything's gonna be okay, calm down. It's the natural response, but it's not necessarily the best to say in a situation. Don't stop your loved one from talking about their feelings and fears, because then that's just gonna in turn make them feel trapped and that they can't open up, and then could just lead to more mental health disorders. Like, they could turn really depressed and or could result into self-harm and suicide. Offer advice to tell them what they don't offer unsolicited advice or tell them what they should do, because like that can come across as controlling. You can encourage and recommend, but not say, oh, you should do this, because that's again quite pressurizing and controlling. Next one, don't blame all of your relationship or family problems on that person who has PTSD, because that's just going to make them a lot worse. Like, they're probably beating themselves up just as much, as just more than you probably think, and is what I'm trying to say. So the last thing they need is for you to say and start on them about it. Don't invalidate, minimise or deny their traumatic experience. Like, don't not believe them, or just not listen, it's just disrespectful. Don't give ultimatums or make threats or demands, like saying that you're gonna maybe leave them if they don't become happier or change the ways. Like, that's just toxic and wrong. Or and etc. Stuff like that for threats and demands. Don't make them feel weak because they aren't coping as well as others who may have PTSD or other mental health disorders. Everyone's different. Me, myself, I don't experience PTSD, but I have been through some stuff that has affected me, and I do in turn have somewhat traumatic memories, but I wouldn't say I have post-traumatic stress disorder, but I do have certain things that stick with me and keep coming back to haunt me in ways, but that's another video where I'll talk about myself, opening up about mine, but this is not about me. Don't tell them that they were lucky it wasn't worse. As I said, that just seems like, oh, you're lucky it wasn't worse. You don't say that to anybody, to go through anything. If someone's been diagnosed with, for example, if someone was diagnosed with cancer, but it was treatable, you'd say, oh, you're lucky it's not as bad, it's treatable. And I'm well, yeah, but it's still cancer, and just like any mental disorder or disability or anything is still just as valid and still just as hard as anything. It's different intensities, for everybody. People go through different intensities, they can fluctuate. Some people are just very high, some people are very low. It just depends. And then last but not least, don't take over with your personal experiences, feelings. If they're deciding to open up to you, don't try and just then take over with what you went through. like, if they've decided to talk to you, let them talk. And then, yeah, talking, like, sympathising and saying that what you went through could help, but don't, like, overdo it and make them feel like it's more that you're just talking about yourself more, and when they've decided to come out to you about this big thing in their life. So yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you like it. I hope I didn't upset or trigger anyone. That was not my intention. I hope you like the video and subscribe and comment any ideas or your thoughts on the video below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!